Hello, friends. Previously, we had a review of the NEET PG exam that was just held, the morning and afternoon session. But I got to know that students are more interested in which topics to focus on for the INI-CET overall rather than just comparing the two exams. So I've brought the analysis for the INI-CET last 10 exams starting from 2020 June till May 2024. Here we have two sessions in November, morning and evening session, November 2022. So that makes 10 papers. Now, if you go through these 10 papers, there are a total of 72 topics which have been covered. However, the last few topics are, you can say, out of the blue, once in a blue moon asked questions like methanol metabolism, newborn screening, fish, metabolic syndrome, hybridoma technology. Cystic fibrosis has been repeated twice. Tangers, sirtuins, Sanger sequencing, genetic engineering, DNA footprinting, Human Genome Project, and fructosamine. So these are once in a blue moon topics which are generally not repeated. So if you remove these 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 topics, so that gives you roughly 60 topics which you need to cover for the INI-CET to get a good command over the commonly repeated topics. Okay, so in this group, what I'll do is I'll highlight those topics which have been asked more than once. I'll give a lot of emphasis to those topics which have been asked several times, more so the ones which have been asked several times in the near future. If you think along those lines, then are very few topics which are repeated again and again. So we first highlight that and then quickly run through the important topics being asked in the INI-CET exam over the last 10 papers. Okay, so you'll be surprised to know that in general biochemistry section, 5 questions have been asked over the last 10 papers. However, in the last 2 papers, we've not had any question. Then order of draw is a new favorite. Previously, they used to ask simple question, but you see, in last 3 papers, there have been twice the question on the order of draw. Now, most interesting and one of the most commonly repeated or important topic would be the acid-base imbalance. If you see this, the acid-base imbalance, 5 questions in the last 3 papers, overall 6 papers. So acid base imbalance and anion gap, these go together. So this is one of the must do topic from biochemistry. You are most likely to get a question from here in your INI-CET exam. Now, if you start going to the vitamins, unlike the NEET PG exam, here the weightage of vitamins is comparatively less. The one vitamin, rather two, which have been asked most frequently are the vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. However, B12 has not been asked recently. If you look at the questions, they've been asked in the past. Recently, more focus on vitamin B1 and B1 and the B9. These are the ones more in focus. No question on A, D, K recently. You see, recently there have been no questions. Similarly, recently no question on vitamin B7, no question on vitamin B12 recently. Okay. Similarly, bridging reaction twice. One recent question is there. Recent question. Okay. Glycogen metabolism. Glycogen metabolism is another important topic. You see 3 questions, and in the last 4 papers, twice this question has been asked. So, glycogen metabolism is important. Unlike the INI-CET exam, where the glycogen storage disorders is a must-do question, in INI-CET, we see that in the last 10 papers, only in the last paper, it has been asked once. Then from von Gurke disease and Pompe's, you have one specific question in the last 2 papers. So overall, you can say 3 times in the last 3 papers. Then glucose transporters, slightly important. Classification of lipids, slightly important. But the ketogenesis, we have got the question 3 times. Similarly, from enzymes in general, you have questions 3 times. What is important is enzyme inhibition graph. Asked frequently, again and again, commonly repeated both for INI-CET as well as for the NEET PG, even for the FMG exam. Moving on to question from special products of amino acids. You can see in the last 3 papers, 2 questions from amino acid special products and the maple syrup urine disease and properties of protein and also the collagen. These three, 2 questions each. But recently, no question, neither from PKU, neither from MSUD, neither from proteins, not even from collagen. In the last 2 papers, no question from collagen, although we've had questions from collagen in the past. Heme metabolism, alternate years we're getting the question. So a little bit attention to the heme metabolism would be good. So that's done. Now we go to molecular biology section. Recently, we have seen very few questions from molecular biology in the INI-CET. If you see, 1 question on property of RNA, 1 question on mutation, 1 question on Chargaff rule, then 1 question on DNA damage and repair, 1 question on inhibitors. So molecular biology in the recent past, INI-CET has not given a lot of focus. You can see sporadic questions from molecular biology. So probably you can do a cursory look at the molecular biology rather than doing the deep dive that we generally do for the NEET PG. NEET PG has quite a few questions from the molecular biology section. Okay, going on to the nutrition. Nutrition is one very, very important topic. Although in the last 2 papers we've not had question, but you see, it is one of the most frequently asked topics. 7 times we have had the question from nutrition. And then we come to the topics which have been asked once. Here you have to take a look at HbA1c estimation in the past. Quite a few times this question has been asked. So roughly 60 topics where you need to have a look. Most important being the general biochemistry, acid-base imbalance and anion gap, order of draw, commonly asked recently, B9, B1, bridging and the linking reaction, then gluconeogenesis. One previously it used to be asked, nowadays not so much in focus. Glycogen metabolism, glycogen storage disorder, and the specific von Gerke and POMP is another big cluster where you should take a good look. Then nothing very, very specific except for we talked about the enzymes in general and enzyme inhibition graph. Okay, amino acid classification, 1 question properties, special products recently being asked. So this is brief overview of the INI-CET in the last 10 papers. So what we are going to do is, first we'll roll out the videos where we quickly highlight the questions and their answers. Once we have covered all the 10 papers, then we'll start taking the topics that have started from here and do all the topics one by one in a little bit more detail rather than just looking at the question and answer. We'll do these topics in a little bit more detail. I'll try to roll out as frequently as possible so that we cover all these topics before your exam, 72 topics before your INI-CET. These videos are likely to be short videos, somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the topic. Sometimes we'll club topics like glycogen storage disorders, all of them will club them together. If required, if requested, we can break them up separately, but generally it will go well together. So some topics will club, but we'll try to keep them small, 5 to 10 minutes. And in this way, we are going to do the INI-CET thoroughly. If you stay with me through the remaining time that you have, then I'm sure you'll have a very good command on biochemistry and you are likely to get the full marks from the biochemistry section in your INI-CET. So thank you very much for watching this video. Watch the follow-up videos for the repeat questions, the repeat topics, and what are the likely questions which might land up from there. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much and bye-bye.